Hang on.
The topics we discuss are many.
No story too bold to talk about.
Strictly our own opinions.
But they are opinions from people like you.
Welcome to the NAKE'd Podcast.
Put on pants for this. Hey guys, it's Keelan. Yeah, take you is better.
I like the first one better. I put on pants for this. It's your DM Tech Alan.
God damn it, fuck. I put on pants for this?
Who are you?
You guys are wearing pants? It's Welcome back.
Take number 2, because apparently we had technical difficulties.
I
mean, what's an official Millennials production without slight technical difficulties on one of our ends?
there isn't a show where I don't have some technical difficulties.
Right. Like, can my mic and lights and internet work for once, please? Everybody copacetically live together. Oh, just so you know, it also does say a whole new server, Jerks Play, as the title.
Just refresh your YouTube channel. But welcome,
episode 83.
Yeah. Welcome to the NAKE'd Podcast. I almost called it Circle of Jerks.
Welcome to Jerks Play, everybody.
Yeah, let's go.
We're gonna play podcast today.
We don't care why.
Well, naked play. Ooh, no.
Ooh.
I like it. Naked plays.
So naked. On Peach's OnlyFans, you can watch us play shirtless.
Hey.
You got rupees. Can we get rupees?
I have dice. Like,
make it rain.
I mean, I totally can.
Ooh, you gonna make it hail, Peach?
Ow. You're right, it is called hailing.
How's your new auto leveler or bed leveler?
So, I got the bitch installed over there, but I just haven't had a chance to run it. I don't know why I did that. No, I have it installed. I ran the cables. It was kind of a lengthy process. I posted it on my Instagram, but I need to reload the software that's loaded onto that motherboard because that software doesn't know that it has a bed leveler. So I need to reload everything, including a bed leveler, and I need to figure out the actual measurements as to how far away it is from the nozzle so that that thing knows exactly where it's at.
Yo, Euphoric, what's up? Hey, welcome in, Dom.
Dom, what's up, Dom? How you doing? Welcome in.
Dom asked about
Dom,
Epic
right?
versus. Dom asked about Epic versus Apple.
Ooh, so I have an update for that. Let me get my close up here. Oh, that's crazy.
Skipping.
Hey.
So the whole the whole Epic versus Apple lawsuit, we won't know anything about that until August. And it's up to the judge to decide. Like, whether or not Epic is in violation of the antitrust lawsuit, or if Apple's in violation of the antitrust lawsuit.
I mean, yeah. Hopefully Apple loses. Fuck Apple.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Well,
we just pissed off half of the official millennials. But have you noticed that, right? Like, Apple, it does more women tend to have Apple, right?
What's the correlation?
I don't know. I can only name like one woman that doesn't have an Apple in my life. Just thinking about like who favors Apple.
My mom is probably the only person I know that doesn't have a iPhone.
I think it's more of a question of ease of use. Like, those of us who want to customize and do a little bit more with our phones tend to go towards Android because it's a lot more open source. And those who just want ease of use tend to go to Apple. I mean, I get it. I was an Apple fanboy for a long time.
My favorite comparison. Android is to MySpace as Facebook is to Apple, or Apple is to Facebook.
Interesting. Help. You good? You mad?
You mad? You mad?
So you're saying if MySpace never would have sold out, they would have beat Facebook?
No.
Maybe. I mean, I know especially for like preteens and teens, they had so much fun on it because they were able to customize. They were able to express themselves. Hell, we have a whole new generation who are trying to put a song on their Twitter page so that their followers, when they come to the page, can hear their favorite song. It's like,
So Friendster.
We're talking about the comparison between Android and Apple products and the people that tend to go with it. It's supposed to be our chit and chat time.
We just got distracted on the start of the show, and
Yeah.
it got real off the rails for a moment.
Oh,
But
you
we're
could-
back.
Okay.
You
It's okay. We're doing some updates, and we actually do have an update. Yes, you mad. Do we have like an OM command?
I don't know.
or
Like just talking about official millennials. Well, you can go to officialmillennials.com and view our website. But yeah, usually Naked Podcast, we talk a lot about our experiences, especially as millennials in the current climate, whether it's news or opinion or pop culture. We talk a lot about Star Wars and Marvel. Just prepare for that. I'm looking to listen to that crazy chat.
They have
Okay.
controlled the like pop culture last year, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything pop culture is going to be Marvel, which is your comics, your books, your graphic novels that they're doing, or movies. It's like what else? What other form of entertainment have we had over the last year?
D&D.
Pretty much it. D&D.
Make your own story.
I present to you my books.
Thank you, Dom, for the segue. So we're gonna do a little update on the Colonial pipeline hack. So a brief summary for those that don't know. On I think it was May 7th, ransomware attack on a pipeline called Colonial was done by a hacker group named DarkSide. In response to that, the pipeline ended up halting their processes, and it created some gas shortages. And that pipeline ran from Houston and mainly across the southeastern part of the United States. The company did pay the requested ransom, which is about 75 Bitcoin or $5 million. And it's the largest cyber attack on any oil infrastructure that we've had in the US. So what's new? So what's new is regulations. So the Department of Homeland Security issued its first cyber security regulations for the pipeline sector. This will require critical pipeline companies to report or confirm any potential cyber attacks to U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency. So a lot of things are going on with this. So before they had guidelines, right? And TSA heads this whole process. They had recommendations of you should do this to secure yourselves, but it's not required or recommended, and there wasn't really any agency that oversaw that process. But since this hack, it really let us know that we are vulnerable to these types of attacks. And it's actually not the first time that we've done that. So just knowing that, I wanted to know, what do you guys think about this?
About the regulations over IT and for corporations? Honestly,
Or pipelines in general.
For pipeline, like any regulation over how secure your network has to be, I'm completely on for it. We have seen way too many hacks recently. First, it all started off with Target back in 2012. We all got our shit taken from us. And then it was Equifax with them dumping thousands, millions of people's information. Like
what do you call it? The Facebook one, the real big,
oh my god, I forgot about that
forget.
one. Yeah. I know the one you're talking about. It's a research company. Yeah, that was that hack. And then we had Solarwinds earlier this year in February. And now we have a pipeline. Like, no, we need to regulate exactly how secure these systems are going to be, especially when it comes to important infrastructure like finances, like fucking oil. I mean, come on. If you're
So
in
it's-
charge, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. So the two things that this will require is, of course, companies to report confirmed or potential cyber attacks, and then two, requires these companies to undertake a review of their current security practices to identify any risk, and they have to deliver that report to TSA within 30 days. Which, I
30
mean,
days.
So,
Okay.
so why would
That's a little
TSA be handling it for
Yeah.
one?
the
That's my
TSA,
like. Why is not NSA or somebody that is more into the technology field handling it?
100%. 100% agree with you. I thought TSA was the most random fucking place to do it. Now, the reason is that TSA works with the pipeline in operations as well as its partners since 2001, actually, because it
Mhm.
transports hazardous chemicals and they just kind of put it under this TSA umbrella. But did you know that this function of TSA only has 14 staff members?
Are you
Oh,
fucking
I
kidding
believe
me?
it. I mean, they probably just sit in the office and play Call of Duty online.
Probably. It wasn't even until 2018. They took over in 2001. In
Mhm.
2018, the TSA had never done any detailed assessments of the pipelines. They issued these recommendations in 2010. But like I said before, we have seen this before. In 2012, a Chinese intrusion campaign happened where they actually targeted our pipelines. And while no disruptions happened from that, it really made us realize that we were targets. But again, this is in 2012. So what happened between 2012 and now? That's what I want to know.
Well, the one thing that most organizations tend to fail to recognize is that IT isn't just you call and you get support. We handle way more as an active information technology person in the field. Like, we handle way more shit than just answering phone calls and taking care of your stuff. Like, we have servers to maintenance, we have updates to push out, we have to patch a network, we have to configure a new network. Like, IT work is never ending.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
Dom, what do you?
TSA doesn't have the best.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the best track record for things since they became a thing in 2001. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what have how? It was like the thing. How many terrorists have TSA ever captured?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Nobody. There's like maybe a handful, if that.
I mean,
It's just like,
mhm.
can't the so what we're talking about is we I guess let's start here. So last year we finally made Space Force, right? As an attempt to actually do something about, we're going into space a lot more. We have satellites, we have all the other stuff, right?
Mhm.
So we actually developed something for that. What does TSA actually do? And should we get rid of TSA and actually put in a IT department of the U.S. government? You know what I mean?
Well, there is a cybersecurity regulations like an infrastructure agency, and that is like kind of like part of TSA. But again, like it's a staff of 14 members. You're gonna tell me that cybersecurity of America, I mean, pipeline in general, yes, it could be a private business or whatever the case may be. And I know nobody wants regulations, but this has demonstrated that crippled the whole East Coast of America pretty much.
Mhm.
And something needs to be done. So, if we can do like a net neutrality, like, committee or all these other fucking committees, why can't we do one for cybersecurity? And I do think that NSA or somebody like that should control that.
I think that we need to have, and this is kind of like bigger picture. I don't think we need to have more committees dedicated to doing all these specific things. What we need is people in power to fully understand the intricacies of like the minutia of whatever they're actually doing, right?
Yeah, I'm and
Like, these
why
Congress
is the
people
Air
should learn.
Force or somebody else not stepping in to help spearhead some of this?
Yeah,
right?
like Air Force would
it's
be a great idea.
nationals. it's national security, and they are like the Air Force is our technology sector of our military. And if this is such a national security issue, why are they not stepping up to the plate and at least leading the charge, right? Why are they letting the damn TSA handle this?
Like FBI,
Yeah, sorry.
CIA, someone should do something.
I'm
Go
still
ahead.
stuck on the whole they asked for Bitcoin for ransom.
It's untraceable, so I totally get it. Like any cyber, any ransomware
maybe they
developer
were
will
just
ask for
preparing for
Bitcoin.
inflation.
Yeah.
So,
This is where we
but
lower
doesn't it also
to
suck
be worth nothing.
that they just get all that Bitcoin and then Bitcoin crashed?
It drops. What if Elon Musk is Batman? Like, what if he did that purposely to take money from them?
He took money from the government.
Heck yeah, put more money into SpaceX.
So in addition to this, the group DarkSide, that hacker group, their websites went dark and they're actually disbanding. But they did steal 100 gigs worth of data that I don't think was recovered. I couldn't find anything about it getting recovered. So that's something to also think about. But I mean, not the only hack that we're worried about, right?
Yeah, no. Microsoft over the weekend announced that the hackers behind the Solarwinds hacks are still at large, and they are untraceable.
Well, yeah, they don't even know how bad the hack was the last.
Yeah.
Like they were still trying to figure out what all they got into.
Yeah, like it's extremely difficult, especially because they were using so many credentials to get into the system. It's hard to track. Who owns Solarwinds? I forget. Don't remember. Oh shoot, their headquarters in Austin. Never mind. It looks bad on us. Microsoft over the weekend released a detailed blog post about the hack and indicating that some of the tools that they used were close to untraceable. They're still trying to pinpoint exactly how they got into SolarWinds and how many systems they got into. Like, if there's any non-government entity that I can trust to do proper research, it's Microsoft. I don't know. Like, I don't trust any other non-government resource to do any worthwhile research.
Can you remind us what happened with SolarWinds? Because I feel lost a little
So
bit.
SolarWinds is a program that a lot of government entities use in their softwares and and a lot of major corporations use.
It's
somebody snuck in like a line of code into their system so that they were able to backdoor into all these people's systems.
And the actual product, SolarWinds, is a remote maintenance environment. So basically you can look on your phone and be able to look at the status of your server, see if anything needs to be adjusted, anything's gone down. You can maintenance individual computers remotely.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a
I guess
really
not cool
tool.
anymore.
Yeah. It was a really cool tool because it's really hard to find a software that does that doesn't cost millions of dollars, especially if you're a corporation. You're looking to save as much money on IT as you can. So that's kind of where the downside is here. But so far they've been able to pinpoint exactly where they've snuck in the line of code, how they've been able to do the hackers or hacker. We don't even know how many there are. What they've been able to do, what they've been able to get into, but we're still, Microsoft is still trying to pinpoint down exactly what they got into.
They the new Anonymous.
Pretty much. I mean, ever since Anonymous became a mainstream hacker group, we've seen more and more rise up over the years. Like, Anonymous has been refreshed so many times that the original Anonymous, when they first announce themselves compared to the last time they announced themselves is a completely different set of hackers.
Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense
I like
though.
that.
Yeah,
I
you
bet a
wouldn't want
lot
to hang
of
around too long.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I bet like a lot of those hackers too also get like poached for jobs at like the FBI or CIA or whatever.
Or the TSA. So
We took the
not only does the
your
TSA steal your
data.
iPad, it will steal your data too.
I mean, technically, a TSA agent can keep your laptop if you refuse to lock it, unlock it, and to show them that there's nothing sensitive on there. I don't know if you knew about that or not.
No, see, TSA agents, I feel, have the same like power of authority game wardens have. Like a game warden literally can leave you in your underwear on the side of the road.
Really?
It's really-
Are you
Yeah,
speaking from
because-
experience?
No, no, but I know game wardens, right? So, like, if you're suspected of poaching, right, poaching an animal, they can take anything that was used to help assist that poaching. So that includes your truck, your guns, your hunting clothes, anything.
Wow. Interesting. On the flip side, TSA does have an Instagram account where they post pictures of things they find in people's luggage that shouldn't be in there, and it's hilarious. So that's what they're doing with their time.
I mean, it seems fair. It's a good way to bring a solid, nice, good light over TSA. I mean, for a long time.
That's just what they're doing instead of actually securing our pipelines.
Bullshit.
I don't get how TSA is any better than like airport security. All right, like if you just pulled TSA out and you left airport security there with the body scanners and all that, like what's the difference?
Well, doesn't TSA have a higher authority than the airport security? Like, I knew a guy who worked airport security, and he always told me that there's only so much they can do before they became liable. And if it's a government entity that's in charge of security,
That
then
makes sense.
they have a lot more authority. They can actually detain people for longer.
They can trample your rights.
Yeah. You have rights. You ain't got rights here. This is a TSA room.
What is TSA sound like
I don't know.
It's our bestie, Kels.
Aw, hey, Kels.
Aw,
Wait, Kels,
Kels.
doctor now? Right, she's going for. Are you going for your master's or your doctorate?
Didn't she just get her
It was like
master's?
her second
She just got.
master's?
That's what. So
Aw, thank you,
if Kels
Dom.
is a doctor now, every time she walks in, we'll be like, doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Oh, Dr.
Doctor.
Kels. I don't know why I saluted her. I just did. No, but going
Masters,
back.
okay.
Doctor. Okay, Master Kels.
Okay, that just got weird.
I mean, it figured it fit.
Moving on.
So, going back to the hackers of the SolarWinds systems, it's just there's not much more that we can say other than our government systems are going to be. If there's any new news title saying that a government entity was hacked, most likely because of SolarWinds. Like there's still so many servers that may still have it installed that the government doesn't know about, that IT resources for the government don't know about. That it's going to be a problem for a while. I'm going to say it's going to take between like 3 to 5 years to fully correct the problem.
Oh my
So-
God.
So my question is, like, especially with government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know some government bodies, they
Mhm.
function off a 3 to 4 server backup.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that say going forward with like blockchain technology? That if this is able to get in there and corrupt the system where they have 3 to 4 server backups, like what does that actually tell us moving forward on blockchain?
It's going to be a really hard time for the US government to recover from this. I mean, most government work will take months to complete, and that's the same thing in IT. You know, I almost got a job here for the county, and one of the things that they prided themselves off of is they had a really fast turnaround rate for IT tickets. But that's not the
What's
same.
blockchain?
A blockchain that is crazy. Could you enlighten us? Because the definition has all but evaporated from my brain.
So blockchain is pretty much what like Bitcoin and other things are built on. So
Oh, okay. Is that hash?
it's more or less what their it's their
Yeah,
hash, it's
there
their
we go.
encryption
Okay.
in a way.
I
I
mean,
got it.
if the government is storing Bitcoin in unsecured, that's gonna be on them.
Well, they're not storing Bitcoin, but I mean, like I know I've worked in facilities, right, where we had to schedule to shut down servers to work on them,
Mhm.
and we had to schedule the other ones so that they know because there are each server has its a duplicate.
Mhm.
There's like 4 different points in the U.S. that it would have a duplicate server running. So if one
Mhm.
goes down, they need to know, so it's not a security issue, and you don't have armed guys coming at you with guns to your face.
So that's not necessarily a blockchain. That's more along the lines
Well,
of a disaster recovery plan. So most,
yeah, well, I'm saying, but
yeah,
it the idea is a basic premise of a blockchain, right?
yeah, it is. I mean, when one server goes down, another one should come back up immediately after it goes down. No, those are just disaster recovery plans, and a good IT, uh, a good IT department will constantly rotate those out to make sure that both systems are. I mean, hospitals do it all the time, and I've worked on hospital systems. I've worked on hospital, army and navy systems, and they do the same thing, just on a bigger time frame. So, I mean, if the main servers are fixed but the backups aren't, that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a big fucking
Yeah, makes
problem.
sense.
Yeah.
Hey, Emad, just really quickly, we talked about the Green New Deal, I think like 10 episodes ago, so you can find us on YouTube or Spotify and kind of get up to date with that. Or we can try to revisit in the future.
Mhm.
Kills. I'm only 3 marks deep this time, but this is way above my pay grade. we're here to educate you.
Yes.
Also, 3 marks, girl. I mean, 3 sheets to the wind right now.
Jeez.
Wait, is it 3 regulars or 3 pitchers?
Look at me right here. Look at me right here.
I saw your
So, what, like
7
15
years.
7
years?
years.
Oh, I thought it was longer.
No, it's 7 years.
But yeah, we're on track for the highest cicadas in recorded history, I think.
Jeez, really.
We had a pandemic, and now we're gonna have a plague of cicadas. Is this biblical?
It could be. But there's going to be more information about the Solarwinds hack over the rest of the year, because it, like, literally it happened right in February. We found out about it immediately. It's not like any other hack where you find out about it 7-10 months down the line. They're like, oh yeah, we fixed it like 2 weeks ago. Like, you know, we're going to keep finding out about more information about that. But that's pretty much all the information I got from Microsoft.
All right, cool.
Daddy Gates
Well,
is in
let's
trouble, so
switch
he's
gear-
sharing more.
Well, let's switch gears and get to one of our favorite standing naked pod topics: Star Wars.
Star
What do you got
Wars.
for us?
Oh,
Star
Let's
Wars.
do this.
That's the wrong one. There you go.
Oh wait, is it? Sorry.
I was gonna say, should we talk something that kills is probably more her speed? The Friends reunion.
Oh yeah.
Reunion!
Was it everything you hoped it to be?
I had so mixed
Yeah.
feelings. I don't know where to start.
So what did they do? Was it just like a
Yeah.
sit down, talk through shows, or what?
It was
Oh.
everything.
Yeah, really
everything.
everything. Because like some of their first shots were just them like coming back to the stage and like seeing it again for the first time.
Jeez.
And then them like seeing each other for the first time. And it was kind of, you know, made you tear up a little bit because they're over there
Mhm.
crying and they're looking at their favorite spots. And the guy who plays Joey, I can't remember his name.
Mark
He
Blank.
Matt
Matt Blank.
LeBlanc.
Matt
LeBlanc.
Yes.
There you go.
Matt was like, "Does Courtney still write her lines on the table?" And he tells a funny story
So
about how
he had the best memory by
Yeah.
far.
That's good.
Of everything that happened on the show. That's surprising for a Joey.
And then they kind of did a lot of like back and forth. But they would show them doing table reads of everybody's, favorite scenes. Like Ross and Rachel's first kiss. And then kind of near like the mid to end, they came in and did like an official interview with James Corbin. Is that his name?
Mhm.
I can't
Yeah.
remember his name right now.
He's the one that does the car karaoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Corbin.
And so he actually kind of asked about, were there any behind the scenes romances? And come to find out, dun da da da, Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer like had huge crushes on each other during the first season.
They banged.
They had to.
No.
They
had
they banged.
to.
Everybody knows it.
No.
Did
Now
you
that-
not see the faces of everybody else? Like everybody's like, oh, we know. Because
Well,
they got caught.
It showed videos of them like when they were off, like when they weren't filming, they were like playfully fighting on the couch. So it's like one of those things where you could tell two people like each other. But in that one episode, Joey says when you're acting and there's no chemistry on set, then you know that they did bang. And we really did see Ross and Rachel's chemistry during their first kiss. So it's like, know
Mhm.
that they didn't.
Mhm.
They let that all come out through their acting. And I thought that was just really sweet.
Nah, they smashed.
Mm-hmm.
We all know this.
We all
So,
know they
yeah.
were on a break, so it's okay. It's okay.
So when they walked out, right? They walked out and they kind of showed them all together for the first time. You're just like, fuck, they're old. Like, you know what I mean?
Especially
Like,
since we're rewatching it right now.
yeah, like you just finished rewatching it, preparing for this, and you're just like, oh my god, I forget how old the show is, right? But at the same time, that dates us because we were all born around the time Friends came out,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because
that show is our us in a way.
2004.
Yeah,
Jeez.
and it was just like, but it was great hearing the stories, and some of them remembered everything, and some of them were dazed and confused the whole reunion. And like I would say you could definitely tell Courtney Cox had a lot of plastic surgery, right?
Aw,
Yeah.
damn.
And
All
on
of
the
them
other
had-
side, you can see that Jennifer Aniston is starting to age. Not dramatically, but she's starting to show that she's in her late 50s. You know what I mean?
Did you guys see her in We're the Millers? I think she was just like turned 50 and she looked hot
Yeah.
AF.
No, like she's still good looking, but you could tell that she's slowed down a little and like her figure's changed a little bit, but not in a bad way. Her face, the collagen's loosened up a little. You can tell that she hasn't had all the plastic surgery Courtney Cox has had.
What about
And-
Lisa Kudrow? Did she sing Smelly
That's-
Cat?
Yes, she
Yes.
sings Smelly Cat in a duet with
Ooh.
a special guest. I'm not gonna ruin it. We're gonna leave that spoiler up.
Please tell me it was the
But-
same smelly cat from the episode. I don't
No.
care if he's 40 years old.
But she sits on the couch at Central Park and she has a duet with one of her biggest fans, and it's pretty
Aw.
cool. I was surprised how good she looked because the last show I saw her in, she looked really old, older than her actual age. So to see her back in here, she looked back to like her normal self. So maybe they aged her up for the show, I feel like, which I was glad for because when you saw her there, it was like, damn, she getting old. But now it's like, okay, she looks normal.
Yeah, I think the last time we saw her was in a documentary that came out.
Yeah.
HBO, right? Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, was it Netflix? I remember there was a mockumentary with
Yeah,
Lisa
it was
Kudrow
Netflix.
on HBO. Right? Yeah.
She was also on a
Okay.
TV show where she played like a school counselor.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
can't remember what show that
sounds
is.
Wait.
See, I can't
isn't that a
remember
movie?
which show it was, but
No.
I think it might have been Brooklyn Nine-Nine that she did a guest spot on.
They've been
Let's find
everywhere. I mean, they've been
Yeah.
in the business
But
for like
anyway.
a long time.
But it was really cool. So they did the trip down memory lane, and that was awesome to actually hear some of the behind the scenes stories and all the other stuff. And then the table reads were really cool, and they just slipped back into the roles. Like they were just right back into character. Like when they were talking about, or when they did the first kiss between Ross and Rachel, and you saw that table read, it was Ross and Rachel doing that table read. It wasn't Jennifer Aniston, years later. Like they slipped and they were Ross and Rachel doing that table read. It was so awesome.
Oh, that's really cool.
And they had a lot of the guest appearances. So like Janice comes back, Gunther makes his appearance, like all the major people except for shoot, why is his name escaping me? Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd.
Again, Paul
Yeah,
Rudd. Paul Rudd was the only one that didn't make a guest appearance.
Well, and they didn't really
Damn.
talk about his spot on the show though either.
Yeah, they didn't even talk about that at all.
They mentioned Brad Pitt, the dude with the mustache. They mentioned Bruce Willis. What's his name? The dude with the mustache.
Phyllis did a guest star. That's awesome.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. Thank you.
Oh yeah, Tom Selleck dated Monica, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It'd
He
been
came
funny
back.
if they.
I'm gonna be
I was
honest.
say it
With
would have
you.
been funny if they had talked about Richard, her John Favreau having the guest appearance on there.
Oh, yeah, he didn't make anything too either. But like even their parents, oh my god, their parents looked like they were in their 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was just like it was a good little mixture of everybody, and it definitely worth watching. Like I could see that as becoming a kidding. I could see it as becoming something you watch at the end of a Friends rewatch. That was for scary.
Yeah.
guys, can I be real and honest with y'all for a minute?
Oh my god, don't say it.
Don't let me
Okay.
hurt you.
Never mind. I can't. It's been forbade.
And Peach got disowned.
I have to be honest as well. Like, I haven't seen every episode of Friends, but like I've seen enough. You know,
Same.
like
Yeah.
I've never seen Friends from beginning to end, but I've seen enough between the years, and my sister watching it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
piece together the storyline.
Yeah.
But it was really cool because they had a little trivia board, like when the boys played against the girls for like the apartment and everything. So they played a game with that, and then they even had the Friends fashion walk, and brought out some of the most iconic costumes from the show.
So who's taking over Star Wars? Gary? Crazy?
Why? They're so different.
I don't know. It's getting offensive by this point. Like,
It's
damn, is Scary that important to you? Like, I could understand you calling him crazy, but you never get his name wrong.
dude, I always get his
He
name
does.
wrong. I do.
He does.
Oh. And I logged in. I was playing Minecraft the other day, and I died, and I had to make the entire trek from the spawn point back to Scary's base.
You know what? I know
And then
what
I
we're doing.
died
one
again, and
second.
I said, "Fuck this shit."
I know what we're doing. 1 second. We're gonna clean up the spawn area. Okay, we're gonna go into creative mode, and we're gonna make
I
it
already
look
did that.
pretty. You ready to do that?
Yeah, I got a nice little hidey hole. But anyway, so John Favreau, he's taking over for Kathleen Kennedy finally, right?
Fuck Kathleen Kennedy.
She announced that she's going to be doing her own thing, starting her own company that teams more to her beliefs, which is cool. More power to her. But one thing that was really glossed over actually happened a couple months ago, but Disney never said anything,
Really?
or Lucasfilms said anything, that they actually put Dave Filoni as creative director of Lucasfilms.
That's amazing.
So
That's
that means
badass.
that. Oh, we're rating now? Oh, no, never mind. Sorry. My computer's freaking out. So anything that has to do with creativity of anything in the Star Wars universe actually now has to go through him, which is amazing for the fact that he's actually George Lucas's apprentice, right? Like, if Kathleen Kennedy is Lord Sidious in the universe, right? Dave Filoni is George Lucas's Jedi apprentice. He was
Up
the
for this.
actual one hand chosen by George Lucas to head up Clone Wars. He's one of the only people at Lucasfilm that has actually sat next to George Lucas as he wrote a story.
Oh my
Really?
gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, like him and George Lucas wrote Clone Wars together, and he put Dave Filoni in charge of it.
That's awesome. It's so nice not to hear like Star Wars fans bitch about something. You know, like it was warranted for sure, but it's nice to hear people excited about Star Wars.
Oh yeah. So, and one of the other big announcements that has come out because of this is that Mara Jade will now be appearing in the Star Wars universe.
What is that?
So she is a dark side acolyte that falls in love with Luke Skywalker, and they have babies.
Mm-hmm.
So, coming from George Lucas himself through Dave Filoni, they are going to bring the Skywalker children and Mara Jane into the TV universe.
Yeah, she appeared in Legends as wife of Luke and mother of Ben Skywalker. She was voiced by Heidi Shannon. I had to look it up to see if she had appeared in anything like related to Star Wars other than just the books, the now non-canon extended.
And Puzzle was really excited to hear the top casting is for.
Who stopped casting?
You know this one. Is the top cat.
Is it gonna be Captain Marvel? No, right?
Okay, so Kathleen Kennedy wanted it to be Brie Larson. Brie Larson was the top pick under Kathleen Kennedy, but Jon Favreau has made a different decision. And
honestly, probably the best choice.
Yeah, it's like the best Scots woman on the face of the earth.
Lucy Liu?
I'm
Just kidding.
No, I'm waiting for Puzzle to.
Is it Donna?
Not Donna.
Dawn?
The other one.
Oh, Karen Gillian.
Yeah.
What? Yes.
Yeah, she's the lead pick at the moment.
Not me Googling who that is.
She.
What up, JD?
Karen, wasn't her last name Gilliam? Is it Gilliam?
Gillian.
Oh, she was in a Jumanji.
Mm-hmm. She is also in.
It's Nova.
Doctor Who.
She's also in Doctor Who. She was also Nova in Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Sorry, not Nova.
Fun fact about Doctor Who and Karen: in Matt Smith's last episode, whenever she appeared to him and he was having his last words to her, they're both wearing wigs.
They're both wearing wigs.
They both had shaved heads, yeah.
I think that's Star Trek. Right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's Star
Enterprise?
Trek.
That's Star Trek.
Enterprise.
Yeah.
I'm
Scary.
just trying to fit it with you nerds.
Everybody was really excited that the fact that they're actually going to give Luke a story now. But this is all supposed to come out by 2023. So I think they're going to do the whole tell the story up front and then play it out backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see him take Grogu to the school, and his wife and kids are going to be there, and then they're going to tell the story out of how
I
they
love
got
that. I love that. You know, a lot of people are
That'd be
like, the
great.
Skywalker, story arc is over, but I'm really excited about this.
I mean, if you subscribe to the theory that Palpatine was the one that created Anakin,
Mhm.
right? He influenced the Force to create life, which was Anakin.
Mhm.
Then the way the Rise of Skywalker ends makes sense in a way because his granddaughter then fixed his mistake in a way. Like he created
Yeah.
a wound in the Force and she fixed it. But that's really stupid. That movie should have ended where they flipped sides and then they started the next storyline on. Like Rey needs to be a Sith. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. She came in good, or Ben came in bad. She came in good. They had the whole thing, and then they swapped places. Ben is now the hero. That's how it should have been.
Mhm.
Adam Driver can carry a series. The chick that played Daisy was her name.
Daisy Ridley.
something. Daisy Ridley can't carry a series. She's a good actress for a movie, but I don't see her carrying a carrying actor.
Yeah, like if you really look at the last 3 films that have come out, you don't really see a lot of character progression from her, but you do see an enormous amount of progression from Adam Driver, especially in the way he acts or how he evolves his acting between every movie. He grows into the characters where Daisy Ridley kind of just, I'm here to act.
Plays the character.
I need to go back. No, I'm going back.
Yeah, I think she
Yeah.
played the part in the first one, but by the time that third one came around, it was just she was going through the moves.
Yeah. And you could really tell.
And
Go ahead.
and even if you're not a Star Wars fan, by the end of that series, the lightsaber battles alone spoke for the series,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like DJ said that Revenge of the Sith was his favorite. 90% of people probably like the last 20 minutes of that movie more than anything. And that's because it's a work of art, right?
Mhm.
Like that was blood, sweat, and tears went in to make that. The final lightsaber fight of Rise of Skywalker is just
Abysmal.
sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason that Kylo Ren didn't just murder all of them, right? Like, even if they're that strong in the Force, he at least would have known a form, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ideally, he probably would have leaned off Form 7, which is more of a dark side
wait.
user's form.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I froze. I actually didn't know that there was like 7 different types of forms of how to like wield the lightsaber, and I saw on TikTok like the different ways, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
so that's like some of the frustration right there.
Yeah. I was really upset when they were just flinging around lightsabers in the last 3 movies like they were just kids with sticks. Like I wanted to
Like
see flair.
Ahsoka's like form is just so beautiful, but I think I liked Anakin's form so much better because it was fluid.
So he's
it's-
Form 4, I believe,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. And Ahsoka is a variation of Form 4
I think
because
it's
that
like
was her
3 and
master.
4. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
'Cause-
that was what it said. So I think Count Dooku used Form 2, I believe, which is the duelist form. But like Anakin mastered Form 4 that way nobody else has ever done, right? Because of who he was. And I guess the way he went about it, he kind of was, a warrior the whole time. So, but
yeah.
like again, Ahsoka, I was so excited when she came on, and they played her almost correctly, right? Like the actress, I always forget, Rosario Dawson, she plays her perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
The attitude that they came out of the Mandalorian was a little off, I think. Like Ahsoka's a little bit more cocky. Like she's the wise, but she has that, like she's called Snips for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she's snippy. And
I
it
saw
just
that in Clone
wasn't
Wars.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
it just wasn't there just yet.
but wouldn't you assume that the natural maturity of Ahsoka would have gone higher as she got older, as she kind of experienced the universe a little more without the protection of the Jedi and the clones. I mean, that can do a lot to a person.
Yeah, no,
So I was happy
and
with
you
the
could see that.
maturity.
Yeah, you could see that in her growth, but again, you wouldn't lose a key characteristic. It would just morph or change a little bit. Like you would still expect it to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just a lot more, I guess, caring and loving than I expected that to be
Yeah.
there, but also a little bit of a smartass, you know?
A little
I
bit
see
of an
that.
Like
edge.
yeah, the fact that she said, "I am no Jedi," like she should have at least said that once, right? Like she shouldn't have even claimed Jedi because she chose to leave the order.
Mm-hmm. After
And
exile,
you can
but yeah.
be, yeah. She didn't exile; she chose to leave because she was framed
Mm-hmm.
for murder. And
Yeah,
she
that
said if the
can
Jedi's aren't going to
be.
trust her, then she doesn't want to be one. So it wouldn't make sense for her just to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm the Jedi." But like, if she would have shown up and be like, "Oh no, I'm Ahsoka," and then lit up her fucking lightsabers, it would have been perfect.
Boosh. No, he doesn't. Scary.
Nah.
Not yet, anyway.
That's a great question, Scary. We'll find out next time.
So I think they're gonna lead two ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either the sequel trilogy was a nightmare force vision that Luke had, or they're gonna use the veil of the Force to change time.
Mm-mm. It'd be really cool to see the Veil of the Force, because we don't really get to see that a lot. But, I mean, a Force-driven dream by Luke would be really interesting to. I'd like to see how they pull that off.
So you said 2023 is when we'll get to see this?
That's the scheduled date so far. So that's kind of quick for them. I mean, even Kenobi has been in production for years at this point.
Probably be on Christmas.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll most likely be a collaborative piece with the next chapter of The Mandalorian, which is supposed to follow Boba Fett.
The Book of Boba.
The Book of Boba.
Now, Boba has his own. The Mandalorian's a separate entity.
Oh yeah.
They stated that they're going to keep it completely separate.
Okay.
Yay.
Like the Book of Boba will be in the same universe, but their stories will be separated.
I have like questions about the whole like Mondo thing of like him having the dark saber. So like what happens now? Like they need to answer that at least. And then they
He's the
can end
Mandalore.
series.
He is
Mandalore.
the Mandalore now.
Mm-hmm.
He's the ruler of Mandalore.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing. Scary.
Yeah, so in essence, all Mandalorians, if they meet him, he's their king now. They should bow before him. But
Even the
Bo-Katan is actually the rightful ruler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because her lineage is royalty, right?
Yeah, her sister Satine was the last leader, before Darth Maul killed her and took over Mandalore, her sister Satine was the last ruler.
So this is what they should do. Hear me out. Bo-Katan and the Mandalore get married. They both rule the Mandalore.
That's not the way it works.
Well, I mean, they would have to rebuild Mandalore, but yeah, it'd be like that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
And Grogu's just there.
Contributed.
All I know is that Grogu needs to show up in his little Mandalorian helmet.
Oh my god.
Yes. With his ears sticking out or ears in?
Ears
I don't
sticking
know.
out.
Would they be sticking out or would they be part of the helmet? Would the helmet have its own ears that his ears slide into?
Yeah, I like that. Scary
It's
would
like
sell his fucking
a
child.
two-part helmet.
No, honestly, if they ever made a Star Wars game that's No Man's Sky but Star Wars in the Star Wars universe,
I'd buy it
they
so
would
fast.
be bajillionaires.
Mm-hmm.
They would never want for money ever again.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Start building it.
We
Make
just
us some
need.
money.
It's copyrighted.
We just
All right, yeah, I will sue your ass,
God
Disney.
damn it. We just need an update to oh my god, the old oh my god, I can't think of the game. It came out on PS2 and GameCube and everywhere else. No, can't think of it.
Battlefront 2.
Not Battlefront 2. The Old Republic. We need an update to the Old Republic. That's the game we need an update to. But MMO Old Republic.
See, so that's the annoying part is that Kathleen Kennedy is still going to be in charge of all the High Republic stuff.
Oh, fuck Kathleen Kennedy.
Let her go already at this point. Everybody hates her.
Yeah, we hate her.
And the worst part is the High Republic is the story of Yoda's life.
Oh.
Like he lived his 1,000 years was the High Republic.
Mm-hmm. Will we ever get backstory on Yoda? Find
George
out
Lucas
here.
says no.
We can speculate wildly.
Yeah, but find out here on the Naked Pod when we find out.
We can just channel our Joan Calamezos.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna sit here drunk off my ass. See, because I got
It's allergy.
It's allergies.
Speaking of allergies, what we got going on this week, Crazy?
Wednesday still to be determined.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, Puzzle is gonna do her stream.
What it?
And NJ is gonna do a game of Among Us. If anybody wants to play, let her know.
I thought it was Jackbox.
Jackbox.
Jackbox,
Or Jackbox.
actually.
Sorry, I was
But-
wrong.
You're drunk. Go home.
To play Among Us.
I'm
I just
drunk.
wanted to
It's
try.
allergies.
I would love to play Among Us too because I thought about it. Hopefully people want to play Jackbox. If not, we'll try to rally up an Among Us game because I do need practice with that new map. I just suck a lot.
Same.
Still haven't even done like all of the tasks. There's
Me
so
either.
many.
And don't forget to stop in on Cheer Peach on Friday when he does some Rocksmith.
Yeah. I did want to stream today, but had some personal shit go down that I needed to take care of. But yeah.
AKA, it's on our OnlyFans only, so...
Yeah, it's going to be on our OnlyFans. That's onlyfans.com/OM. Okay? Don't actually go to it. That doesn't exist.
I hope
What
it's
if it
old
does?
moms. I hope it's old moms.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, now I need to find out.
Old.
On that
Oh,
note, guys.
on that note,
Oh my god. Oh, it's not available. All right.
who we reading?
I don't know. Who should we raid?
Let's see who's on today.
Who's C2? In case Lost Fables. Oh man, I've been meaning to ask him. Then. Oh, hey, official millennials are online. No, you know what?
Thank you for joking on.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Let's raid Euphoric Yolk. Let's show him some OM love.
Oh, I
Sounds
say
good.
just he's been on for 2 hours.
Oh, he's been on for 2 hours?
I love Fables. He's so nice, Scary.
Yeah, well, why don't you like Fables, Scary?
He's like, oh god, Fables.
Wait, was it like the, oh God, oh Fables? Like that, oh God? Or
Oh,
was it like,
God.
oh my God, it's Fables, God.
Gosh,
Puzzle space.
I think knowing Scary, it was the first one.
Yeah, probably first. Alright, so Euphoric Yolk?
Yeah.
Oh, you have a history.
Well, now I want to hear your history. What's your history?
Yeah, what's your history? Tell us your history. We're not ending the stream until we find out.
Probably share that in like IRL moments or something.
Okay, fair.
No,
Let's-
spill your tea live on air.
Oh, on
Next time.
on DBZ. Da 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 da. Noma is the producer of this week.
Mm, 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 mm. Yep.
But thanks for being here, guys.
Hasta luego.
Hasta la vista. Very
Baby.
puzzled.
Okay, this is gonna be a mess to. We up there?
And
No.
No.
wait,
Okay.
wait.